Teachers, are you looking for a great way to add art integration and engagement in your classroom? We have got just the right book for you.
Counting by Sevens is an exceptional novel that deals with death and grief. The 12-year-old protagonist, Willow Chance, is a highly gifted lone wolf who is obsessed with gardening, rare skin conditions and medical oddities, and counting by sevens to relax. Willow describes herself as a person of color adopted by the whitest white people in the world. She feels that her parents are the only people in the world that truly understand her. Her teachers never do. At the start of middle school, she scores 100% on a standardized test that prompts her teacher to assume that she cheated and is sent to a counselor. The lazy, burned-out counselor comes to his senses and discovers for himself that Willow is actually a genius, not a cheater. Willow experiences a severe loss when both of her parents are killed in a car crash, leaving her with no siblings, grandparents, or extended family. Willow meets and connects with a pair of siblings at her counselor's office, and along with her counselor, her new friends take a special interest in her while she navigates grief. Counting by Sevens offers a heartwarming story that celebrates life in all of its hardships and triumphs, with a cast of quirky, good-hearted characters who intersect with this incredible character, Willow Chance.
Counting by Sevens is an important and relevant story in our classrooms because it deals with major topics that we as teachers deal with every day. This story about Willow and her journey through loss and the community that she finds is relatable to all students as they struggle with their own stories and own paths. This is a beautifully written, lighthearted story that gives a great touch to humanity that can be utilized for a learning tool as well as a bonding experience for students and teachers.
Hello! As a gifted and talented specialist with an interest in visual arts, I think this book, Counting by Sevens, is an incredible springboard for exploring themes of death and loss, transformation, cultural identity, disability, and so much more. These thought-provoking themes could act as meaningful prompts for a myriad of visual art projects that could work for any grade, kindergarten to high school. The book itself would be ideal for upper elementary to middle school age students, maybe even high school students. In this story, one of the main characters doesn't exactly excel in school, but sees art everywhere he goes. He loves to illustrate and design. He even loves to help interior design his space. He's a creative. At one point in the story, an accident that leads to a bunch of broken glass bottles results in two characters creating a beautiful mosaic glass piece on a skylight. It creates a multicolored effect that shows through the skylight and illuminates the room. In the story, this moment signifies two characters who have misunderstood each other, finally coming together and showing love and understanding through art making. It also signifies how an accident can turn into something beautiful. This could turn into a fun visual arts lesson that explores beautiful mistakes through mosaic art, which could work for any grade.
Hi, as a high school theater teacher, I feel that Counting by Sevens is an amazing springboard for lots of art making experiences, specifically in the theater arts. You could start thematically. The first theme that could be great is talking about loss and death and how you cope with those stages of grief. It would be really fun to play around physically with the stages of grief as well as just vocally, add them together, make different scenes about what grief feels like. Another theme in this book is lying. A lot of the characters choose calculatedly when to tell the truth or when to lie about certain things, like where they live, how they scored on a test, how they feel about things. And it's really an interesting topic specifically with junior high or high school students to talk about when and how we lie and why. Another great thing that could be wonderful theatrically with Counting by Sevens is talking about different personality quirks and making lists. Willow Chance loves to write lists in the book. It could be really fun to have students write lists out and then act them out. You can also span these different theatrical themes all the way down to elementary school. Willow Chance is also in love with plants, so it'd be really fun to have the littler kids act out gardens, act out different things like that, and then morph the garden into loss as well, because I think you could layer those concepts with the younger kids as well as the older kids. This book is a great read. I would suggest it for junior high and high school. I have a lot of students I've already suggested this to. This is a wonderful read, so don't miss out on Counting by Sevens.
Counting by Sevens is a fabulous tool for arts integration across grade levels K through 12, especially in my favorite field, the field of dance and movement. Counting by Sevens has some fabulous themes: loss, stages of grief, growth, and enjoying and accepting ourselves for who we are. Those themes can be utilized through movement and embodied through movement across grade levels. In elementary school, I would use the Counting by Sevens curriculum, and I would put it side by side with the Seed to Plant growth curriculum. Students could start as a small seed, growing into a sapling and into a mature plant. That could be paralleled with how we grow physically, and then also emotionally and intellectually throughout our elementary school years. In junior high, this could be a fabulous tool to talk about change. You could give students a small movement sequence and then encourage them to add different dance elements. It could be paralleled that we all embody experiences that may come to us, even if they are the same as someone else's. We embody them differently and we interpret them differently, and all of that is beautiful. In high school, this Counting by Sevens book could be utilized to talk about the stages of grief, as my colleague Jana already mentioned. Students could be encouraged to create sequences of movement that embody the different stages of grief, and then to collaborate to put together a piece. Perhaps the movement would be patterned after what Willow had experienced. Perhaps it will be patterned after what they have experienced on their own. Counting by Sevens is a fabulous tool for teaching many, many amazing concepts.